The Bulls are 30-2 at home in the playoffs over the last 3 years and 8-0 on this floor in the finals. This year, last year against the Jazz, and the year before against Seattle. Remember 1993 in the old Chicago Stadium. Phoenix down 3-1, managed to win the 5th game in Chicago and force it back to America West Arena for Game 6 and potentially Game 7. And if John Paxson doesn't can the 3, Phoenix is looking at a Game 7 on its home floor. Chicago fans should not view this as a foregone conclusion. The Bulls open with the ball. Pippen. It comes up short, and Keith has it. Stockton to the front court. Russell on the wing. And then Stockton again. He scored only 7, but he did have 13 assists in Game 4. Malone's first shot is there. Against the defense of Luke Longley, he's shooting 54%. When Rodman guards him, it falls to 32%. Michael's first touch. Over Russell. Can't tie it. Stockton grabs the rebound. They've got a 3-on-1 if they hurry with only Kukoc back. And it's Keith to finish it.
Bob, great start here for the Utah Jazz. 2 set plays they've run, a fast break. More importantly, no second shots. 2 defensive rebounds.
Utah needs to set a tone and set it right at the outset of this first quarter. Pippen's pass inside for Kukoc. And it's Chicago's first basket, plus a foul.
And you'll see right away when Chicago gets in trouble and they need a basket, they'll go right to the post with Jordan or Kukoc. That time they posted Hornacek. Kukoc went on the backdoor cut and beat Keith for the layup.
And Keith is tagged with his first foul. The officials are Bennett Salvatore, Joe Crawford, and Bill Oakes. Salvatore worked Game 1. Crawford and Oakes worked Game 2 in Utah. 3-point play for Kukoc. Malone on the left block where he likes it. Finds Russell coming through the lane, but he can't finish. He does, however, save it off the Bulls and out of bounds.
See, Malone came off the screen that time wide open, and he set deep into the lane.
8 on the shot clock. Into Keith. Takes it to the hole aggressively. Got his own rebound and a foul.
Utah does a great job executing their sideline and inline out of bounds plays. And Adam Keith made a nice little screen roll back to the basketball. They tried to jump out to take the shot away from Hornacek. Slipped right in and got the foul.
On Jordan, his first. Harper on Stockton. Malone over Longley. Keith follows and blows it. He was there but couldn't finish. Harper fires. And Utah still leads it 4-3. Stockton pulls up, and the 3 spins out on him. Tough luck there. A whistle from Joe Crawford as Pippen receives the pass. Hornacek is nailed with his first.
Isaiah, I thought they did a good job the other night, Utah, in running when they could and setting up. What they've got to be able to do is mix that up tonight. Not get into a complete half court, not into complete running. Run when it's there, set up and execute your half court offense when you have to do that.
Jordan to Kukoc. Tony with all 5 of Chicago's points, that time off a great assist from Jordan.
Now that's the second time Keith has got beat on that backdoor cut. Look for Kukoc next time to set him up and take him outside for the J.
And now it's Bennett Salvatore with the call at the other end of the floor. And it's Longley hit with his first.
You see Jordan holding the ball right there. Keith just falls asleep. Kukoc back cuts him. You see the floor is so spread out. Good pass from Jordan. Nice follow-up from Kukoc.
Each team with 2 team fouls. Malone again over Longley, and he hits 2 of his first 3. To echo the earlier thoughts of Bill Walton, I think Karl Malone has got to go out, if he goes out here, with guns blazing. Better to go 2 for 25 than 5 for 11 with his team down 3-1. Jordan lost it. Stockton comes away with it. Utah running. Hornacek, baseline. Can't hit it. Utah's had some good looks early and some opportunities inside, and they haven't cashed them. Against Keefe, and a foul. The basket does not count. The whistle before the shot, and it's number 2 on Keefe. There's Rodman. He just came down the corridor and joined his team on the bench, so we may see him fairly soon. Keefe has to go out with the 2 fouls, and Greg Foster comes in. Longley has it taken away by Stockton. Russell is running with it. Instead, it's the trailer Hornacek for 3. Another good look that they don't convert. Kukoc inside. Another chance for a 3-point play. Kukoc getting off early.
See, Greg Foster didn't get to his man that time. There was confusion, Isaiah. You can't give up layups in this kind of game. Kukoc now off to a great start. He's got 7 points and basically 3 layups. But no one guarding him here. At the last moment, Foster gets over, and Kukoc with a little finish around the basket. If he hits his free throw, which he does, he has 8 points now. All of the Bulls 8 points.
And so much attention right now is focused on Jordan and Pippen, and that's leaving the inside wide open.
Stockton, all kinds of room, and ties the game at 8.
They're getting excellent shots. They've had about 3 fast breaks that they've not been able to convert. Keefe missed an offensive rebound, and Hornacek's missed a couple open jump shots.
Hornacek had a big game too, so-so at best otherwise. Longley knocked away from behind by Malone. Good defensive play. Here comes Utah. Stockton to the hoop.
See, I like the way Stockton has come out approaching this game. He's attacking, he's their leader, and Utah will follow his lead.
Pippen misses off the baseline, and Malone grabs the rebound. Utah hasn't executed everything perfectly so far, but they have played aggressively. They're coming right at the Bulls. Foster had it poked away from behind, and Longley takes it. Ahead for Michael, intercepted by Russell. Stockton gives it to Malone.
Oh, that was beautiful. Scottie Pippen jumped out to try to get over that screen roll, and Stockton crossed him over. Malone slipped it. Now that's Utah basketball right there. That's the screen roll at its beautiful best.
And Doug, I watched Malone talk to Stockton during that play, nodded his head, set him up right there. Okay, I'm gonna have the back cut for the layup.
Longley's shot is too long. The tip try by Kukoc doesn't fall. Malone, who has half of Utah's 12 points. Pippen on Stockton, drives by him, but Longley got a piece of it. Pippen chases it down.
That's where Stockton's had his problems. He's been able to get there. He just hasn't been able to finish against the bigger team.
Jordan's 3 misfires. It bounces to Longley, who blows the dunk. How about that? Still Utah by 4. Hornacek. A Chicago foul. Stockton out. Isley in at point guard. Here's Foster returning it to Malone, getting it back from him and laying it in.
There was good patience in the post by Karl Malone. He took his time, back Longley down, then made the feed back, and then gave Foster the feed again for the layup. Great patience inside.
Michaels scoreless thus far. Has it knocked away? It might have gone off his foot, and it did. And Utah will have it, up by 6.
I sense a little anxiety, a little tightness here in Chicago. They realize the importance of this game. Even though they're up 3-1, they know the home court switches back to Utah. If Utah can find a way to win.
Doug, it may be a lack of focus coming out in this first quarter, preparing for the parade and the celebration, and forgetting that you got to come out and play a game.
Isley didn't see it coming, but manages to recover. Now shoots the long jumper and misses it. The rebound to Kukoc. If Utah wins tonight, it isn't just a face saver. It may be a series turner. Pippen is doubled with Isley coming over. That leaves Harper open. And the rebound is taken by Isley, knocked away from him, and it will be Utah ball.
So one of the things I like there that we have not seen in this series is guards rebounding. Long shot, long rebound. Isley came back and got the rebound. That's what they've got to do tonight. All 5 guys on the board.
The Bulls are 3 of 13. 0 for 10 absent Kukoc's perfect 3 for 3. Russell from Malone. Overshot it. Got his own rebound. Now it's Foster to Malone, muscling up. A second try, the tip won't drop, and Harper clears it. But at least the Jazz are getting some work done on the offensive glass in this first quarter, even if they're not always finishing. Jordan was fouled by Foster.
See, Bob, your concern right now.
Or maybe it was Russell.
Your concern right now, if you're Utah, is you're only up 6 and the Bulls are shooting so poorly from the field. You've got an opportunity to be up 10 or 12 points right now, and you're not cashing.
Questions throughout tonight's game. That's at NBA.com. That foul put Utah over the limit and sent Jordan to the line. Rodman will make his first appearance. Longley goes out. Rodman has had much better success defensively against Malone than Longley has.
See, I think what Malone needs to do right now to break the spell that Dennis Rodman has him under is take him to the basket right away as soon as you touch it. For outside jump shots.
Jordan's first point makes it 14-9. Nobody there, and on the turnover, Chicago takes it back.
Bob, that's why you cannot pass that ball off the dribble, because what happens is if the guy comes back to the ball and you've already let that pass go, it's a turnover.
Pippen over Hornacek. Kukoc. Tremendous body control, and he now has 10. A couple of Jazz players knocked each other off the rebound.
That's 3 times that's happened in the first quarter, Isaiah, where they have not communicated on rebounds, taking them away from each other.
Right through Foster's hands and taken by Rodman. Kukoc for the tie. He has all but one of Chicago's points. 13 for Tony, plus a Jordan free throw. Kukoc 5 for 5. The rest of the team 0 for 11. Roaring at the United Center. Malone's pass intended for Ostertag, broken up, and another Utah turnover.
You notice when Dennis Rodman came into the game, the intensity picked up right away on the defensive end, and Chicago got a little bit more pep in their step.
Jordan double team. Returns it to Pippen. Now fires. Still without a field goal, but Pippen is up on the offensive glass. And an offensive foul ensues against Pippen.
Isaiah, the last time the ball went into Malone in the post with Rodman, he's looking to pass. I agree with you. I think he's got to look to score here early. He's got to impose his will on Rodman. Take some chances. Get it to the basket.
He has it against Rodman. The pass for Ostertag. And Utah again loses it. Two straight times Malone had it in the left block and then gave it up inside, intended for Ostertag. Both times they lost it. Hornacek on Pippen. Rodman hits the reverse.
They're looking to exploit Pippen against Hornacek, the smaller guard. Pippen posted him up. Ostertag came for the double team. Rodman slid right behind him for the layup.
Malone over Rodman. Hits the jumper.
And that was an aggressive move. Even though he didn't get to the basket, he put the ball on the deck, made a good hard dribble, pulled up and shot it. That's what he's going to do. Put the pressure on the defensive man.
And Doug, when you're playing against a great defender like a Dennis Rodman, he's not going to go for many fakes.
Pippen misfires on the three, but Utah touched it last as it went out. In 10 finals games over the last 2 years against Chicago, Karl Malone has had only one truly huge game. 37 points in Game 3 last year at the Delta Center. He averaged 27 points for the season and then 30 points against the Lakers in the Western Conference Final. He's averaging only 20 points a game in this series, and almost none of those points have come in crucial moments. Kerr is in for the first time. Here's Steve with the ball. Last 20 seconds of the quarter. Tied at 16. Jordan. There's his first field goal. Utah looks to tie as the period draws to a close. 3 seconds. Isley to Morris, and Chris Morris with an air ball at the horn.
Scottie Pippen now is going to be the guy down to double team, and Ostertag's going to dive, and you're going to see he tries to force the pass. We'll see who's open. Right, this guy's got to work to the open area because he's covering. This pass will be right open right here, and you can shoot the jump shot. Instead, they forced it in twice and got 2 turnovers.
Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thanks, Bob. During that end of the quarter, Jerry Sloan told us, guys, all right, now we've had our laps. We're only 2 points down. We've turned the ball over 5 times. We've missed 4 layups. We have another lapse like that during the game. There won't be any game on Sunday. There won't be any more games because the Bulls will win the championship. Get your heads in the game. Bob?
Thank you, Jim. And Sloan gets Shandon Anderson into the game. Jordan sitting as the second period begins. Malone over Rodman and got it. This is what he has to do. Whether he misses the shots or not, he's got to go in there. In addition to the jumpers, Zeke, he's just got to bogart some baskets like he did there.
Yeah, you either got to get an offensive foul or make Dennis Rodman foul you. You got to get to the basket.
Tied at 18. And a whistle away from the ball.
See, the thing that I like that he's doing right here is taking his time. Now he puts it on the floor. Now he's using his strength, his leg muscles to barrel into the lane. Dennis Rodman is not a shot blocker, but he's a great finesse and position player.
Karl Malone, who has 10 points, now picks up his first foul. Ball poked away. The Bulls still have it. 19 on the shot clock. Pippen against Morris. Isley's on Kerr. Scott Burrell in for the first time. Guarded by Shandon Anderson. Kukoc has been hot. And he stays that way.
What a great up and under move. Tony Kukoc gets the defender off his feet. The little lean in, that's a tough shot.
He has 15 of Chicago's 20 points. Shandon Anderson, little jump hook, no. Pippen the rebound. Rodman looking for the cutters. Burrell fires a 3. He back rims it, and Malone takes it. Intended for Malone, broken up and stolen by Burrell. Kukoc. Pippen fakes the three, takes it into the lane, but lost it. Field goal shooting thus far in this series, Utah is averaging 79 points a game. 22 points less than they averaged during the season. Even if you take out the 54-point game 3, they're still well beneath their usual output. More than anything else, Chicago's defense is the story of this series thus far. Stockton with a miss. Karl in for the first time, but his pass is picked off by Jordan.
Bob, I think that's 7 turnovers already for Utah. They are not getting the shot attempts. And remember, Chicago shot 37% in game 4 and still won.
Right now, Pippen and Malone are sitting. Kerr from Rodman, and Steve Kerr still can't connect. He's made some important individual plays in this series, but his shooting touch has been way off. Anderson bounces it through a crowd, and again they turn it over. Jordan pulls up and misses. Rebound Isley. Man, has Utah been sloppy with the basketball when they can ill afford it. One loss from elimination on Chicago's home floor. And Isley's pass is broken up and taken by Burrell. It goes out of bounds, and a whistle from Joey Crawford.
Bob, John Stockton has got to get the ball. That's 4 turnovers right now for Howard Isley. He's really struggling. Jerry Sloan's gone to a smaller lineup. This team cannot turn the ball over because they're going to have a struggle to rebound.
Chicago touched it last in the loose ball battle as Hornacek replaces Isley, so Utah will have it from underneath. Stockton driving, reverse, can't finish it. Anderson is there and throws it away.
But Doug, it doesn't surprise me that both these teams are playing bad right now, because when you're trying to close a series, your emotions are driving 100 miles an hour. And Utah right now is in a desperate position because they're trying to hang in there. So when you get that emotionally wound up, it's hard to keep your timing in rhythm. In the second half, they'll settle down, though.
Utah with 10 turnovers, Chicago with 6. Make it 7. Stockton comes away with it, and Kerr fouls him.
The Bulls are so good defensively, they can sink in the post and help. So the reason Jerry Sloan has gone to a smaller lineup is to have better ball handling on the floor. But with 9 turnovers, that's not working for him. These guys, Isaiah, as you said, they've got to settle down. Make that 10 turnovers now. I'm sorry.
And a whistle from Bennett Salvatore. An illegal defense warning against Chicago.
So you got a good ball handling team out there for Utah and a good offensive unit. However, now you're really small in the backcourt, and either Hornacek or Stockton is forced to guard Kukoc or Jordan.
The ball was kicked. Kerr doesn't think so. Utah's going to keep it with a fresh 24. We are 4 minutes and 13 seconds into the second quarter, and each team has scored 2 points in this period. That isn't all good defense. Some of it is poor execution. Hornacek, and they throw it away again. Their 11th turnover.
If Chicago was shooting any kind of percentage at all, they'd be up 15 points right now. If Chicago's shooting poorly, Utah's not getting any shots.
To call this ragged would be kind. Rodman screening for Michael, and he's bumped and fouled. It's number 1 on Antoine Carr. Carr was asked about the Game 3 blowout when they lost by 42. They asked him, have you ever been in a game like that? He said, hey, I used to play for the Sacramento Kings. Yeah, I have. Here's Burrell losing it. They just trade turnovers in a very curious second period. Hornacek driving on Jordan. Finding Anderson. Now Carr open for the jumper that rattles in and out. The tip isn't there either. Out of bounds to Chicago. Malone and Pippen both back in. Chicago up by 2. Pippen around Morris, and Morris reaches in and fouls him. Picking up his first. The score was 18-16 after 1. It's 20-18 almost halfway through the second. Jordan just 1 of 6 from the floor. Changes that a bit.
Now what Utah must guard against here is a big Chicago run. I sense that they're getting ready to try to turn on the Jets.
Anderson connects on the turnaround.
That's been the whole series. Anderson in the block. They go to him, and he's been able to score down there. He's been a weapon. Actually, he's been their best low post player in this series.
Five on the 24 as Pippen backs away. It'll be Michael to beat the shot clock and hit it.
Okay, that's what you talked about, Michael. 2 field goals in a row. If Jerry Sloan feels a spurt, he's got to use his timeouts wisely tonight.
Anderson slings it into the backcourt and tack on another turnover.
When you're not used to getting double teamed, sometimes you get in a hurry. The Bulls are double teaming Shandon Anderson, and Isaiah, he's trying to do it too quickly. Read the double team, find the open man. You're playing 4-on-3 somewhere else.
Pippen to Kerr. Now he has it back. Hornacek has him on a switch. Scottie looking to use his height advantage, but Hornacek's all over him. 3 on the shot clock. Pippen, a lunging shot that is no good, and the rebound is taken by Stockton. Pushing it up the floor, bumping with Pippen, dealing to Morris, who was fouled as the shot spills off.
Now you watch Michael Jordan in the low post as he gives Anderson a little bump and just turns right into the lane. You notice he went right into the middle. Now watch this. I'm going to take you to the middle. Ups. No, I'm not. I'm going to shoot the fadeaway J on the baseline. Always gives you a different look, so you never know where he's going. That's why he's so effective in the low post. Never see the same move twice.
Relatively slow start for Michael. Kukoc has returned to a substantial ovation. Harper's also back in. Morris hits the first free throw.
Now this is Chicago's speed team out on the floor. Let's see if they try to pick up the defensive pressure, try to maybe do a little half-court trap or some full-court traps after free throws.
Anderson's got Michael. Pippen with 6 on the shot clock. Michael baseline fadeaway. High archer, good. A beautiful rainbow, and he's beginning to feel it now. Hornacek in traffic, tough shot, won't fall. Rebound batted around and finally taken by Kukoc.
If Utah scores, if Chicago scores, I take a timeout.
They don't as Pippen misses the 3, but it's out of bounds to the Bulls.
Perfect defense here by Shandon Anderson, but there's really nothing you can do Look at the rainbow touch. That's just sweet. I mean, that's just nice, Doug Collins. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, and it's so discouraging when you're guarding him twice. He's now beat the shot clock with those kind of shots.
Here he is backing in on Anderson. Double team. They swing it over to Harper. He misses off the baseline, and Morris takes the rebound. There's a whistle in the backcourt as Rodman and Malone were entangled, and it's number 1 on Dennis.
Keep our eye on Dennis Rodman. He just grabbed him. Not a whole lot there. He just sort of grabbed him by the waist.
I thought Malone tripped Dennis Rodman right there.
Sure looked that way.
I think he grabbed him at the waist, and then I think he tripped Rodman. I think that was the second one.
Here's Malone. Nice pass to Morris. And a foul in the lane. It's number 2 on Pippen. Pippen is 0 for 5 from the floor in this first half. He hasn't scored, but he does have 7 assists.
So that's what happens, though. If Scottie Pippen goes a little bit cold, Tony Kukoc picks up the slack. It seems like 2 of those 3 guys, Bob, are always getting him some points.
Hornacek behind Malone's screen. Got it.
See, I like what they're doing there. Instead of having Stockton in the screen and roll, they got Hornacek on the screen and roll because Hornacek can come off and shoot the jump shot.
And Bennett Salvatore says hold on.
So they're trying to get Hornacek involved. And they're running a little screen and roll here. Jordan gets caught up on the screen. And Hornacek can pull up and hit that little J right in the mid-range area.
Hornacek, meanwhile, just committed his 2nd foul. Each team has 4 team fouls. Each will be over the limit with their next one. 3:10 to play. Anderson poked it away, but Chicago keeps it.
Did you see Michael Jordan? He said, throw to my outside hand, my left hand, not my right hand. He'll pick that one off, which he almost did.
Malone still not getting much help from finds Michael, who is stripped, and Hornacek takes it ahead from Malone. Rodman racing back. Malone slams it.
Malone gives Rodman a shot, gave him an elbow after the play, and Billy Oakes saw it, Bob.
Hey, but you know what, Doug? I'm glad Karl Malone in Utah finally got mad. This is the first time in 5 games that one of the players has gotten a technical foul. It's about time you showed some anger and a little emotion and say, hey, I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, I agree with that. It's a technical foul. Michael was shooting. Remember the possession before, they got caught up a little bit, and Karl tried to trip him. So I think Malone is saying, look, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down physically, and he's the guy that's going to have to do it.
Well, you see Malone going in here for the fast break. And Ahmad told us it actually looked worse with the naked eye than it does in this replay. And I think the officials are trying to get control of this game right away. I don't think I would have called that, but if you go back to the last play with Malone and Rodman getting tangled up, and now this play, you see the officials are really trying to keep a tight lid on it.
Let's go over to Jim Gray.
All right, Bob. Jerry Sloan asked Karl Malone during that timeout, was it a foul? He said, no, that's a bad foul. As we watch Michael Jordan go in, fouled by Shandon Anderson. He said, that's a bad call. I didn't even get a good shot in. Bob?
Thanks, Jim, and nice job covering the play-by-play in the meantime. Jordan hit the technical a moment ago, which gave Chicago the 1-point lead. Now he has a chance for a 3-point play, and he scored 12.
Remember now, Chicago loves to spurt at the end of quarters. And this is going to be a 4-point little swing here, a technical and then a 3-point play. Right now, the Jazz, poise and patience, execution. They can't let the Bulls push it up to 6 or 8 here.
Hornacek holding it, and finally to Malone, playing a little 2-man game. Now Stockton off Malone's hands, stolen by Jordan. Pippen on his right. Morris is back. Scottie is fouled.
See, Isaiah, when Utah is throwing that ball in the post, I think they've got to throw a cutter through there. As they're standing, what the Bulls are doing is sinking in the lap and then getting right back out, and they're getting bogged down, not getting much movement.
That was great help defense that time by Dennis Rodman. As Stockton went to drive baseline, he came off his post player. And you watch Rodman guard Malone as he comes over and he shuts off the baseline, forces the turnover because of his size. That's just great post defense. Bob Knight, Dean Smith couldn't have taught it any better. By the way, you too, Doug Collins.
Pippen was scoreless until those 2 free throws.
On a 6-point run now.
In the lane, Rodman is hit with a foul despite his protest. You know, when the games are as low scoring as these games generally have been, each basket, each difference in the score takes on a disproportionate weight. A 6-point lead in a game that's 32-26 with 2 minutes to play in the half seems kind of big.
Well, Bob, the kings that used to be Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons, you would look up at a scoreboard and say, hey, we're only down 6. But to get 6 points against them, it would take you about 12 possessions. That's how good they were. That's how good the Chicago Bulls are defensively also.
And when one of the most reliable free throw shooters in the league misses, that doesn't help your case either. Has Chicago played great defense? Absolutely. Has Utah missed open opportunities? Yes. Hornacek fails to hit either one. Jordan can't make it 8. But Pippen, in between 3 Jazz players, pulls down the offensive rebound. It'll still be Chicago ball. Looking to open it up before halftime. It's Michael slipping, regaining his footing. Pippen knocked away, out of bounds to Chicago again.
About those second shots, I know we've talked about it the whole series, but what it does, you get more field goal attempts when you turn it over, when you give up offensive rebounds, so you can shoot under 40% and still win games.
Morris on Kukoc. Tony into the lane, lost the ball but was fouled.
Utah's got to pull out now a play that's a go-to play for them. They need a basket. Whatever they can do, whether they get to the free throw line, make their free throws, they've got to get a play here that they can execute and get a score.
Kukoc misses 2, so he's stuck on 15 points for the moment. Malone, little bit of room, hits it over Rodman. 14 in the first half for Malone. Can't take it away from Pippen, and now Scottie wheels to the basket and hits off the glass with the left hand. Stockton on the drive. Brings it back outside to Shandon Anderson. Malone, double teamed. Stockton, 3 seconds to shoot. Got to get it off. Air ball, 24-second violation.
See, Stockton's got to shoot that shot. He had an open jump shot, and he passed it up, and he got his team in trouble.
Trying to drive on the baseline, and there's too many trees there. It's tall timber. Can't see out of it. Got to take those open shots when they present themselves.
I think you're going to see him try to throw maybe here. Go to Kukoc against Malone, I think, in an offensive set here to try to stretch him out and go one-on-one.
Bushler, who's a three-point threat, is in the game for the first time. Camped in the corner. Malone on Kukoc, all the way to the hoop. 17 points in this first half. Down court to Anderson, trying to get it back, and does just before the buzzer. A huge hoop for Shandon Anderson. And now Malone breaks it up at the other end. And that's the way the first half concludes.
Well, Jerry Sloan's going to start Antoine Carr in the second half at center. He's going to move Karl Malone over to try and stop Tony Kukoc defensively. He's very unhappy with all the turnovers, 13 turnovers. He told his team, hey, guys, we can't expect to win this game if you do this in the second half. He's also unhappy with the layups. He wants his team to finish just 6 of 15 from the layups in the first half. Bob?
Jim, thanks. Third quarter underway. Malone operating against Longley. Trouble with the dribble, but recovers. Pippen gets a hand on it. 5 seconds to shoot. Malone will. And that's the way the third quarter starts. A good sign for Utah, although their offense was not executed well on that possession. Malone continues to shoot well, especially from the perimeter. 16 for Karl. Kukoc, the game's high man, with 17. Dishing to Longley, who can't hit, and Russell has the rebound.
See, Antoine Carr's in the game. He's playing Longley, and he can also make open shots.
And a whistle from Bill Oakes. A foul on Harper. Longley continues to struggle. He has not been as effective generally as Rodman has been defensively against Malone. And in Game 4, he had only 2 points and 3 rebounds, and he hasn't done much offensively tonight either.
Well, he's really playing a power forward on offense, and I think it's taking it out of his rhythm. Normally he likes to play in there closer to the basket. It's hard for him to play Malone.
Karl turns to face the basket. Shoots over loop. 2 in a row to start the half.
See, Bob, the difference between Rodman and Longley is Rodman can body up against him and take that quick jumper and make him put it on the floor and give help. Longley has to back off and give him space, and he can make the shot against him.
A 2-point game again. Harper left alone for 3.
That was a big shot for Ron Harper. You see how he felt after he made it, because now that stretches the defense, and they have to be honest inside with Hornacek guarding Pippen.
Harper's first basket of the night. Coming just when Utah was making some headway. It's Malone again, inside of Longley. 6 quick points for him at the outset of the third.
That was great spacing and great patience, and Stockton with a little lob over the top when Longley fronted in the post.
Malone has 20. Carr in the lane. Left hand, got it. A 1-point game.
Now remember, Kukoc has trouble with power. As they remember in the Indiana series with Dale Davis, Antoine Carr can give him that presence. He can score.
And Carr is a great offensive scorer, and he can get hot and get in the rhythm. He's one of the great street post-up players in the game.
Jordan on Russell, into a crowd, dishes out to Kukoc. He is just on fire, and intermission did nothing to cool him off.
Well, how often have we talked when Tony Kukoc gets off to a great start, he gets great rhythm in his game, and that's been the case tonight.
He's 8 for 8. And a whistle inside as Longley tries to contend with Malone, and Luke picks up his second.
Karl Malone's gotten off to a great start in the third quarter. Now watch the space that Longley has to give him. He's worried about his quickness. He gets his rhythm, jumps up, and shoots the jumper.
They go back to Malone. Backing in on Longley. Looking for help. Now shooting one off balance, and he gets the roll on it to bring Utah back to within 1 and give himself 22. Jordan gathers in the miss. Longman bumping off Stockton, but can't finish it. Back comes Utah with a chance to take the lead. Hornacek for three. Off the front of the rim. Knocked away from Harper by Stockton, but a foul on John. It's his first.
Now you watch the steal on the other end by Stockton. Longley has a tendency to bring that ball below his waist, and when you bring it down there, those little guards like Stockton and myself, we like to get down there and vulture territory. Stockton needs to come down the court, settle down on the fast break. He had Hornacek for a wide open jump shot.
Jordan with 8 on the shot clock. The fadeaway isn't there. Rebound to Stockton. Longley poked it away. Malone recovers, shoots, and misses.
One step out farther than his range, Bob.
Jordan scoops it up and misses. Pull in the foul, clean it up. Malone again. Count it and one. Maybe as important as the points or the total shots, he's managed to hoist 18, but this is his first trip to the free throw line. In the first half, Utah had only 4 free throws, while the Bulls had 10. And for this series, Utah's averaging 17 free throws a game. Their season average was 32. Per game, the Bulls are taking 10 more foul shots than Utah. Part of the reason why they lead 3 games to 1. Coach working on Malone. Loses it to Karl. Malone against Rodman. Utah looking for the lead. Stockton to the basket. And Utah in front. Stockton took a tumble, but he's okay.
That was a very physical series. Antoine Carr gave Rodman a shot. Stockton went in for a layup, and he got a shot upside the head on the fall.
Pippen misses the 3. Hornacek back the other way. He pulls up and gives Utah a 4-point lead.
Antoine Carr has really helped this team. He's given them another offensive player. He's given them a physical presence outside. This is the best rhythm they've been in all night long, Bob.
Out of the corner, Harper. Tough shot. Can't hit it. Rodman chases the lead. John Stockton knocks it out of bounds. It belongs to Chicago. Utah has outscored the Bulls so far in the quarter, 17-7. Surrounded by 3 purple shirts. Harper and Stockton collide, and Harper is hit with the foul.
Bob, I get a sense here Utah is starting to get a little confidence right now. They're getting a little rhythm. Defensively, they're aggressive. Stockton has gone back, stripping at the post. Harper with his shoulder, and Stockton's back, and they call the foul.
The ball goes off Carr's hand at the other end, and Rodman takes it. Scottie, stutter step on Hornacek. Deal out to Harper. Kukoc hasn't missed it until now. 3-4 and a foul. It's on Russell. It's his second. Double technical, apparently, on Stockton and Pippen. No shots are taken. Double technical, Stockton and Pippen. side and an immediate whistle.
There's the elbow to the head from Scottie Pippen on Stockton. And then Stockton came over and said something to the official. And he got his technical foul. But he was not happy as well he should not be.
Trying to slice through, knocked out of bounds, but no foul.
Now you see what Utah is doing right now. It's become a very physical game. And this is the way Indiana played them. Slow the game down, pound them inside, and put your body on Chicago every time they move.
Michael again. That's the foul. That's his first basket of the second half. It's the third foul on Russell, and Michael has 15 for the night.
Now Jordan, sensing the physical play, will go inside, try to get to the basket, knowing that the referees now will send him to the foul line, and he'll try to use Utah's aggressiveness against them.
And now another double technical. Hornacek and Rodman each slapped with a T.
See, that's why you saw the technical foul early on Malone, because when a game like this, as tempers start to flare, these officials say we're going to try to get this under control. And that's why you've seen the multiple technical fouls here, the double technicals in this quarter.
Jordan completes the three-point play. Utah leads it by 1. And the whistle blows again. Man, can they call it any tighter? The officials are really taking charge here in the third quarter.
Bob, here's my concern right now if I'm Jerry Sloan. John Stockton's played almost 8 minutes this quarter. Normally he's resting by now. Isley really struggled in the first half. He's got to buy some minutes for Stockton here, but he's got to be concerned about what Isley's going to do when he comes in.
The foul was Jordan's third. Let's watch it. Oh yeah, elbow to the face. Hornacek hit the first. And now the second. The Bulls are over the foul limit of the quarter. Utah will be with their next one. Karl's on Michael. Jumper over.
Karl did everything right. Michael just did it better. Kept him in front of him, had a hand in his face. That's why he's the greatest player in the game.
They go to Malone, who kicks it back out to Stockton. Karl with the turnaround. Good over Rodman, who fouled him.
Now you watch Michael recognizing the mismatch. He'll take Karl off the dribble, give him the step back, gets his momentum going backwards, then he falls into the J.
When is Jerry Sloan going to rest John Stockton? That's going to be critical in this game, Bob.
If I'm John Stockton, Derek, I don't come out of this game. I say I'm going to play it out. I'm fighting for my life. Don't take me out right now, Coach.
Malone, on his way to his best game of the series, has scored 26. His team is up by 4. Michael's given a little room by Russell. Drives on him to the hoop. And he's got 20. Howard Isley pops off the bench, so apparently Stockton will get a rest soon. Malone doubled with Harper coming over. Now it's Rodman on Malone. Again, Harper drops the hook is no good. And Pippen pulls it. Chicago lifts the tie and takes the lead with a 3. Jordan can't tie it. The line drive rebound to Russell. Again, Malone is their first option. Again, that left block where he likes it. Across the lane, contact with Rodman. And it's on tennis, which will be his fourth, not nearly as effective on Malone tonight as he had been earlier in the series.
Problem is for Utah right now, Malone is the only one who's involved. Offensively, they don't have a player yet who scratched double figures.
Only Malone scored in double figures for them in their horrible game in Game 3 when they scored only 54. And that would have also been true in the Game 4 loss had not Brian Russell hit a three-pointer at the buzzer to give him exactly 10. Malone makes it 54-50. Rodman with 4 fouls on the bench. Stockton also resting for Utah. Kukoc thought about it, gives it back to Pippen. Hornacek on it. Jumper overshot. Won't go, but the rebound bounces to Longley, who can't finish it, but eventually the tip is there.
Looked like Luke Longley got away with a little push in the back there to get that offensive rebound. Pressure's on Howard Eisley here, Bob. 4 turnovers in 9 minutes in the first half.
After playing so well earlier in the playoffs and in Game 1 of this series. Malone, who continues to carry the Utah Jazz as they try to stave off elimination. Malone has 30. Michael, 4 seconds to shoot. On the ball! Utah looks to increase a 4-point lead. Hornacek, hoop in his foul.
Now you watch Malone in the post. Jordan can't really help because he's guarding Hornacek, and Malone takes his time, turns around, and shoots the jumper right over Longley. And you watch Hornacek now getting himself involved, forcing the action, driving to the basket. Now he's on the free throw line with a chance to make 2 free throws and push this lead to 6.
The foul a moment ago on Kukoc was his first. This weekend, the WNBA begins its second season on NBC. Tomorrow at 4 Eastern, a rematch of last year's championship game. Rebecca Lobo and the Liberty take on MVP Cynthia Cooper and the champion Houston Comets. Then Sunday, also at 4 Eastern, Lisa Leslie and the LA Sparks face Michelle Timms and Cheryl Miller's Phoenix Mercury. Over 17,000 fans attended the Cleveland Rockers opening night victory over the New York Liberty last night. Interest in the WNBA.
Adam Keefe is in the game right now for Antoine Carr, who gave them a great 11 minutes.
Pippen, pass and shoot, and spins off into the hands of Keefe. The pass from Hornacek hit the side of the backboard, but Longley, in the meantime, fouled Malone. That's 4 on Longley. Rodman also has 4 as they try to defend Malone.
Well, Utah was very fortunate here because this ball hit the corner of the board. Malone posting, they said Luke Longley grabbed his arm on that little post play, but stay active, keep going in the post.
Now, this is when Chicago really gets in trouble because with Rodman with 4 fouls, Longley with 4 fouls, they become very tentative. And once you get past Rodman and Longley, Doug, they have no big man on the bench. This is again where the loss of a Brian Williams or a Jason Caffey may come into play.
The first one rattles out on Karl. Muttering to himself, as is his style, before releasing it. 1 of 2.
I tell you, Bob, if you can get a stop here, you're up 7, and they get a score, you go up 9. That means you outscore the Bulls 15 points in this quarter. That would be huge after the poor first half offensively.
the shot clock. Kukoc for three. The buzzer from beyond half court. Scoring period of the series. A 29-point third. Enters the fourth quarter of Game 5. Up by 4. The period will begin with Karl Malone, who has scored 30 points, resting at least for a while. But how long, Zeke, can you keep him out?
If I'm Karl Malone, I would stay out about a minute, and then I'll go back and tell Jerry Sloan, put me back in this game, and I'll finish it off, because right now they have the pace and the rhythm of the game the way they like it. It's a slow game, and you're not going to expend too much energy in this type of game.
Meanwhile, Stockton can't take much of a breather. He's back on the floor because Isley has been completely ineffective. Jordan guarded by Russell. Pippen, before he can take the shot, it's whistled off. The three won't count. Scottie is 0 for 6 from three-point range.
You know they're going to try to go on a spurt here. So if he feels anything at all, call a timeout, get Malone back in the game. But you cannot let Chicago go on a run.
Kerr hits the three. Three-pointers by Kukoc near the end of the third. And Kerr at the beginning of the fourth make it a one-point game. And a foul apparently on Michael. And if so, that's 4 on him.
Bob, how do two possessions change the game so quickly? Utah in control, up 7, back-to-back threes, make it a one-point game.
Stockton looking for Anderson. They're kind of drift offensively without Malone. That's one way to cure it, though, as Russell sticks a three. Back up by 4. Into the lane, dishes it back out to Kerr. And he can't hit his second straight three as it rattles in and out, and Longley grabs the rebound and is fouled by Carr. Malone's coming back. He sat out only a minute and 16 seconds at the start of the fourth.
I think that's a great substitution because Antoine Carr played 11 minutes of the third quarter, and he has not played that many minutes. And you also were getting stagnant here. You were trying to post up Shandon Anderson against Michael Jordan. I don't like that matchup.
I would live and die from here on out with my 1-2 punch of Stockton and Malone.
Pippen. Scottie again. Turnaround. He's just 2 of 14 for the night.
Longley had to step back and give him some space. When they stand, the Bulls can dig and get back to their own people.
Malone with 33. Utah by 6. Scottie misses the three. Longley cuts at the 4.
Scottie Pippen's having a horrible shooting night right now. He's got to get a little bit more smarter about the shots that he's taking.
Anderson into the lane, to the basket.
Now remember, that's the guy that missed the 2 critical layups last year that might have won the game here for his team. Game 6 that would have pushed to Game 7.
Longley finds Michael, takes him on a 3, instead spins it up, scoops it up, no good. Rebound out to Russell, 3 on 2 if they hurry. Scottie for a slam that somehow fell. He actually missed it, but it popped up out of the basket and fell through, luckily for him and Utah. And now the Jazz have their biggest lead at 8. Utah as a team, an incredible 14 for 18 in the second half. Jordan spinning, flipping, missing. Rebound to Malone, acting like he wanted it. Stockton playing heavy minutes at age 36. 6 points, 10 assists, 5 steals, only 1 turnover. Malone into the lane. Doesn't get the roll this time, and Pippen snatches it down. Kerr, room for a three.
Steve Kerr hits huge shots.
And Utah throws it away with exactly 8 minutes to play. And Chicago gets it back down by 5.
So if you're Stockton, you got to be smarter right now. Karl Malone down into the post. And don't try to go at Anderson. Get the ball to Malone in the post.
Hold on, says Bennett Salvatore.
Steve Kerr in the open floor, nobody covering him. Hits the big three. That's 2 threes now he's hit to keep his team close.
Chris Morris just picked up his 4th foul away from the ball. It's Utah's 3rd team foul. The Bulls have only 1. Michael with room. And no one to do with it.
Bob, you got to go back now to Karl Malone and Stockton. They have got to carry this team right now.
Michael, meanwhile, has 22. They heed your advice and give it to Malone. And he has 35. Utah by 5. Deals to Longwood.
How about that shot? Luke Longley has struggled all night long and steps out, and Michael Jordan trusts him enough to give him the 18-footer.
Trying to back in on Longley. Instead, his pass eludes Morris, but there to pick it up as Russell beats the shot and misses the three. But it's taken by Malone. Utah with more success on the offensive glass tonight than at any time in the series. Russell. Poked away, taken by Morris. Russell again. Gotta force it. Russell comes away with the ball. It's Michael. No shot, foul as he made his move. Either Karl Malone is going to personally take this thing back to Salt Lake City, or he's going to go out with guns blazing. He's 15 of 24 and looking to score every time he sees the ball.
Bob, I think Stockton really needs to get involved offensively. He's only got 6 points. He's only taken 7 shots. At the end of the game, when you look at the Utah Jazz, Stockton is the guy in the last 5 minutes who's their clutch player, and he's got to take over this game right now.
Kerr, confronted by Carr, now Stockton catches up. Anderson's on Jordan. Michael into the lane, ball not free. He thought it was fouled. Instead, it's out of bounds off Chicago.
Let's see who guards Antoine Carr. If it's a smaller player, I think you've got to go with him in the post against Kukoc right now.
Stockton. Nice feed inside the paint. And with the head fake, he shakes himself free for the layup.
See, he's got the power over Kukoc because Longley's playing against Malone now. That's a matchup that can hurt them, Isaiah, if they don't come back with Rodman.
And also Kerr is in the game now guarding Stockton, and Stockton has an advantage. He can see over Kerr to make passes.
Michael with 5 on the shot clock.
Now, the last time down, Jordan thought he was fouled. He didn't get the call here, and it led to this at the other end. Jordan understands. Stockton now can get on the baseline against Kerr, sees the passing lane for Antoine Carr. But you have Jordan on the line, and more importantly right now, they're going to bonus. So every time Chicago gets fouled, they're going to the free throw line.
And meanwhile, Chicago, as Rodman returns, along with Harper, Chicago has only one team foul with 5:02 to play in the period.
Chicago now is going to their defensive lineup. Now they've got Harper and Rodman back in the game, but Antoine Carr is going to be guarded by Kukoc. So if they load up on Malone, he can score for them. They need not let him go out there without going to him a little bit.
Michael cuts it to 3 with 2 free throws.
See, now with Malone getting off on the inside in the post, now Chicago has to come and double team. And when you come and double team, they have shooters on the floor.
And a whistle before Jordan releases the pass inside to Pippen, an offensive foul. It'll be Scottie, his third.
See, what Antoine Carr gives you is a big man who can shoot. So if they're going to go down and double team, he can make the 15-foot shot. Keith can't. Foster is streaky, and neither can Ostertag. They've gone to a smaller lineup, and it's been effective.
Stockton around Harper, then circling back. Running everything off of Malone. Backing in on Dennis. Stockton. And Pippen fouled him. The basket doesn't count, but the foul is Pippen's fourth.
Bob, this is a critical possession. They're up 5. If they can push it to 7 or 8, this would be a big, big possession for Utah.
Pippen, Longley, and Rodman all have 4 fouls at this stage. Then up and in.
They're afraid to double team because everybody can shoot the ball now for Utah. They got to stay at home.
37 for Malone. Utah by 7. Knocked away from Jordan, recovered by Harper. They throw it away into the backcourt, and Utah will have it.
But I like what Utah is doing right now in the offensive end. They haven't gone to the pick and roll, and they keep going to Karl Malone in the post. In the last game, in the last 5 minutes, all they ran was pick and roll. Now you see all they're doing is feeding the big fella in the post.
Stockton. Underneath the Anderson, playing baseline, but he couldn't finish it.
Tony Kukoc got a piece of it at the last moment. Big defensive play.
Jordan double pumping. And Bennett Salvador spots a foul. Shandon Anderson's second.
Look at Karl Malone take his time. Rodman is not a shot blocker, so he'll take his time. The little up and under that gives his team the 7-point lead. But Bob, we talked about the importance of having some fouls to give. Right now, Chicago shoots the rest of the way.
That cuts it to 6. Flash bulbs popping all around the United Center every time Michael Jordan steps to the line. People trying to save the moment. Among the many possibilities, and who knows how it'll play out, but among the many possibilities is that this is Michael Jordan's final game as a Chicago Bull. If they win it tonight, or his final game here, at least, possibly, if they have to go back to Salt Lake City to finish the series, one way or the other. Out of bounds to Utah.
Antoine Carr has been a big factor here for the Utah Jazz. In the second half, he's 4 of 4. He's given them another guy on the floor that can shoot. So now you have to honor all their players. Bob, big here, 6 seconds on the shot clock. If you're Utah, you've got to get a shot off and hopefully a score. It's 2:50 to go and you're at 5.
It'll be Malone to throw it in. Pass up, catch, shoot, no. to play. Jordan's jumper is on. Loose ball. Jordan's got it. Another try. Pippen's tip. And finally, a rebound battle and a whistle as Carr grabbed it and Rodman reached around him and picks up his 5th.
Now this is Rodman's 5th foul, so he'll be very tentative. You see him fighting for the loose ball rebound. Jordan's attacking the basket, trying to get to the foul line. No foul. Rodman reaches over, ties up Antoine Carr.
Here's Malone, 8 on the shot clock. Out to Hornacek. The dribble. Gets rid of it to Carr. Can he hit again? Yep!
He's been the man tonight. I don't know where he's been early in this series, but Antoine Carr, if they win this game tonight, will be the key factor.
He's got 25 on 10 of 11. Finds Anderson open. Rodman gets the rebound. Jordan just 1 of 6 in this 4th quarter. That won't stop him though. He was fouled and has come to the line with 1:13 to play, and the Bulls down by 4.
Well, Antoine Carr hits a big shot. The ball goes loose. He finds it and puts his team up 7. But Kukoc comes back with a huge 3 to make it 4.
Michael's 8 of 9 at the line tonight.
And this is the big Kukoc 3. Look at Malone playing so far off of him. You got to get up and put the defense on him. Make him put that ball on the floor. Nothing easy right now through the Jazz.
Game. Just moments ago, it was 7. Malone from Stockton. Malone, 39 points, and personally pushing this series back toward Utah.
And Jerry Sloan likes what he's getting out of the big fella tonight.
With Malone leading the way, Utah is 20 of 30 as a team in the second half. They have 50 second half points after scoring just 30 in the first 24 minutes.
Bob Phillips substituted and put his shooters on the floor now, so he has Kerr out there instead of Harper. In case they help, you got a 3-point shooter. If a shot is missed, if you're Utah, 5 guys must be on the board. No second shots for Chicago now.
It'll be Kukoc to throw it in. Michael's got it. Double team. Kukoc open for 3. Missed it. And Utah has the rebound. That's only the 2nd miss of the night for Kukoc, but that one didn't even draw iron. Stockton. 12 on the shot clock. Carr brings it back out. Malone will shoot it. And miss it at the back iron. Chicago still has a chance. Michael, Tony again for 3. And he was fouled and will shoot 3 free throws.
What a mental mistake by Karl Malone. I don't know if he was on the line there, but if not, that's a 3-point shot, so 3 free throws. Let's see if he's behind the line.
Yep.
Oh, 3 free throws. That is a costly mistake for Utah.
With 18.9 seconds.
Now you got Harper coming back in for Steve Kerr. Remember, he got a big steal against Stockton for defensive purposes right now.
About the one thing now is Utah doesn't have to shoot. So if they get it down here across, they want to have it in the hands of a good free throw shooter. The shot clock is off.
Utah has not been to the line in this quarter. Chicago is perfect from the stripe. Until that shot. The rebound is grabbed by Russell, and he's never taken down a bigger one. There's an immediate foul, and it's Pippen's fifth. Hornacek to Stockton. They call it going to keep away. Kukoc chases him and fouls him.
See, John Stockton, to me, should have kept that ball in his hands. Even though Antoine Carr is hot right now, Isaiah, I would much rather have him shooting those 2 free throws right now with his experience, even though Carr has been hot.
I agree with you, Doug.
Carr steps to the line and cans a huge free throw. He's a 77% free throw shooter. 14-year veteran out of Wichita State. A 4-point Utah lead. Timeout Chicago. 10.4 seconds remaining in Game 5.
Bob, Utah must put some resistance here. They just can't let the Bulls get a quick one with, 2 seconds or whatever. They love to throw it in quickly to Michael, isolate, and let him go right to the basket.
Kukoc will play it in. Pippen, who's had a poor shooting night. Out to Kukoc for 3. He hits it! With 5.5 seconds, it's a 1-point game. Into Stockton. They're chasing him. Stockton gets away. And Pippen dives to foul him, but with only 1.1 second remaining. They couldn't catch them to foul him soon enough. Even though Kukoc hit the huge 3, his earlier free throw miss is now the difference in the game. 1 point.
Championships are won at the free throw line. And you see Scottie Pippen fouled out here right now. In this game, came in shooting extremely well, but tonight only 2 of 16.
And it will be Hornacek stepping to the line. When he does, he'll go to that distinctive rubbing of the right side of his face. As some of you may know, that's his signal to his children saying hello. In this case, not saying hello and I'll be home to start summer vacation, but maybe hello and see you at Game 6 Sunday. But even if he makes them both, the Bulls will have a chance to tie with a 3. And he won't make them both. The Bulls have 1 timeout plus a 20. A 2-point Utah lead. Timeout Chicago. Bulls ball at half court. All right, Coach.
Well, that miss is deadly because what it does now is a 2-pointer or 2 free throws tie the game for you. Before you were going to need a 3, they could throw the ball in, you could take a foul, and basically the game would be over. Now you got to be concerned. First of all, you know the Bulls are going to try to get the ball to Michael Jordan or Kukoc. You don't want to give up a 3, but at the same time, you don't want to foul here either. So you've got to try to contest the shot without fouling, and under no circumstances do you give up a 3-point shot. A 3 beats you, a 2 only ties you.
Kukoc, who has had a spectacular shooting night and now has 30 points, is 4 of 6 on threes and 11 of 13 overall from the floor. There's the last one.
See, if I'm Michael Jordan or Tony Kukoc right now, if I can get that ball and create some type of contact, I know we're in a bonus. If I don't have a clean look at it, I'm going to try to draw a foul and get to the foul line. I think if Chicago loses this game, I really think that they fell asleep at the wheel. I think they left home too early. Started celebrating, started thinking about, what we're going to do at the rally, the celebration, Michael Jordan's last home game. I think they lost a lot of their concentration.
Setting Grant Park up already for the anticipated celebration. Remember, if Chicago loses this game, it doesn't just extend the series, it places its ultimate outcome in doubt. Utah's very capable of winning games 6 and 7 at the Delta Center. The whole series can turn on a dime here.
Well, Bob, in our opening, we talked about this series wasn't nearly as lopsided as everybody was talking about, how many close games there were, and how many times Chicago came up with the key plays.
Quickly, let's go to Jim Gray.
Jerry Sloan really didn't have much to say, but what he did say, he said 3 times. No foul, no foul, no foul. Bob?
Utah breaks its huddle first. Hornacek, Stockton, Malone, Russell. And let's see who joins them as the 5th. It's Shandon Anderson.
What they'll do is they'll switch anything right now. So any screen, Bob, will be an automatic switch.
Burrell is a 3-point threat. Kerr, of course, also is. Kukoc and Jordan all line up near the top of the key. Harper's going to throw it in, and Hornacek will be on it. Delay of game warning. Intentionally taken by Utah, and a 20 taken in response by Phil Jackson.
Here's what happens. That's what you do. The reason you take the delay a game is you see how the other team is lining up. So you know what you want to do to defend it. So Phil calls a 20, maybe to put another play out there to change the alignment of what he had. Now, my concern here is Jeff Hornacek on the basketball. I would back him off of the ball and get him back in the passing lane, because if he throws it in and they throw back to him, you can't get the shot off. So he really is out of the play with 1.1 second. He needs to get back in the play. Double team Michael, do something where you just can't let him throw in and catch and shoot, Bob.
Chicago has used its last time out of any kind. And now Utah will ask for a 20. A 2-pointer ties it and forces overtime. A 3-pointer wins the game and the championship. A miss sends the series back to Salt Lake City.
Doug, with Hornacek, if he backs off the passer, Harper is such a good passer. You don't necessarily want him to get a clean pass to Jordan or to Kukoc with no pressure. You want to try to get that ball in the air so you can possibly get a deflection.
The only thing is, I don't know how big he is to be able to bother that pass. Is my only thing, Isaiah. My big concern is a guy miscommunicating on a switch or whatever, and a guy stepping out the 3 and catching it. If you back off with that kind of time, you can play 5-on-4 defensively. I understand what you're saying. It's just coaching thought, what you want to think about, what you want to do in that situation.
For the record, that was a full timeout taken by Utah, but because it was a back-to-back timeout, the actual elapsed time is only 45 seconds.
They put Ostertag in, Isaiah, to put pressure all over the inbounds passer. So that's a good move. Now you've got a bigger guy who can smother the passer.
Yeah, you don't want that passer to get a clean look.
It'll be Harper to throw it in. Looking for Kerr, and Stockton knocked it away.
Now only 3/10 of a second. All you can get is a lob if they keep it at 3/10.
But Jackson is lobbying for some extra tenths to be tacked back on.
8/10.
And he's going to get something out of this. Let's see how much. 0.8.
You can still catch and shoot on this.
Into Jordan. Rip up the headlines. It is very much a series. Chicago leads it 3-2. Game 6 in Salt Lake City. And if a 7th is necessary, it's also at the Delta Center. And here's Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. Antoine Carr, you turned out to be the difference in the second half. Why did Jerry Sloan put you in? Was it simply to try and change things up?
I think he wanted to bring a little bit of more energy into it, and I was ready to play. I wanted to get in there and bang. I know if we got more physical with these guys, that we could probably turn up the heat on them.
Absolutely nobody expected this tonight. Where did you guys find the inner strength, and particularly Karl Malone, who's been so criticized?
Well, we don't believe in quitting ever. I think we get all ours from Jerry Sloan. He's a hard-nosed guy, and that's the way we play.
Are you now, would you consider yourselves to be in the driver's seat? Because this is how the series would be had it gone on schedule 3-2 with the last 2 games due the home court advantage.
Well, we're down 1 game still, so we have to go home, get ready, and try to get another one. And if we can get that one, then, hey, it's the final game.
Where did you find this offense here in the second half?
Well, I've always got the offense. It's just I got an opportunity to put the ball up, and I was able to put it in the hole.
Karl Malone's performance, how would you describe it?
Gritty, hard-nosed, and once again, great.
Congratulations, Antoine.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's send it down to Ahmad, who's with Karl Malone.
All right, thanks, Jim. The first few games, Karl, everybody was throwing dirt on you. You hadn't had a great game, pressure building, and then tonight you show up with a great game.
Well, I try not to think about all the stuff that was said, Ahmad. I just try to come out and play the same, get myself ready to play as usual. But sometimes you can't help but listen about it or whatever, and everybody had us written off or whatever. We needed to win a game here, we did. But I'm not looking for anything individual. I'm looking for it as a team. You know, we'll let everybody else do all the talking. I'm sure we was taking our doses, but the way this team responded was tremendous, and it showed a lot of heart, a lot of character. I have nothing to say about my game.
Having won this game this evening, what does that do for your confidence going back home?
1 game at a time. It's Karl Malone, but as a team.
Well, Karl Malone, the mailman, has delivered here tonight.
Oh, thank you.
All right, thanks, Karl. Back to you, Bob.
Ahmad, thanks. Malone has had bigger numbers offensively. He's had 50-plus point games, but all things considered, this might have been the biggest game of his great NBA